Good morning, students. Today we will study about the different type of blood grouping. The blood can be divided on the basis of ABO blood grouping or RH grouping. So first we will study about ABO grouping. ABO grouping is based on the presence or absence of two surface antigens on the RBC, namely A and B. On the surface of RBC, two antigens are present, that is antigen A and antigen B. Similarly, the plasma of different individuals contain two natural antibodies, proteins produced in response to antigens. The distribution of antigen and antibodies in the four groups of blood, that is A, blood group B, blood group AB, and blood group O. You probably know that during blood transfusion, any blood cannot be used. The blood of a donor has to be carefully matched with the blood of a recipient before any blood transfusion to avoid severe problems of clumping, that is the destruction of RBCs. So the blood groups can be of four types: A, B, AB and O. On the surface of RBC, in blood group A, antigen A is present, in blood group B, antigen B is present, and in blood group AB, both antigen A and B are present on the surface of RBC. And in the blood group O, no. You can O or 0 means no antigen is present on RBC. Then in blood group A, antibodies are present in plasma. Against A, anti-B is present in blood group A. Anti-A is present in blood group B. And no antibody is present in the plasma in blood group AB. And similarly, both antibodies, that is antibody A and antibody B, are present in the plasma in the blood group O. So a person with blood group A can give the blood group to A and can give to AB, but the blood group A can receive from A as well as from O. So O is considered as universal donor and AB is considered as universal recipient. From the above mentioned table, it is evident that group O blood can be donated to persons without any other blood group, with any other blood group. Hence, O group individuals are called universal donors. Persons with AB group can accept blood from persons with AB as well as other groups of blood. Therefore, such persons are called universal recipients. Now, the RH factor. Another antigen, the RH antigen, similar to one present in rhesus monkey, hence RH. From where this RH word comes? RH word comes from the monkey named rhesus monkey. So it was first discovered in rhesus monkey, that is why given the name RH grouping. Is also observed on the surface of RBC of majority, that is nearly 80% of humans. In human RBC, in the 80% of the population, this RH antigen is present, that is they are RH positive. When antigen is present, they are considered as RH positive. So such individuals are called RH positive, and those in whom this antigen is absent are called RH negative. An RH negative person, if exposed to RH positive blood, will form specific antibodies against the RH antigen if consider a person is RH negative. to that person if Rh positive transfusion is given, then in the first instance, in the first time, nothing will happen. But the Rh negative person's body will develop antibodies against that antigen, because earlier that person's body was Rh negative. Now, after getting Rh positive blood, the person's body develop antibodies against that Rh positive factor. When the next time again the transfusion is given or blood is transfused to that person, because in Rh negative person already antibodies are ready, so reaction will occur and coagulation or clumping can occur of the blood. So at that time even death can occur. Therefore, Rh group should also be matched before transfusions. A special case of Rh incompatibility, that is mismatching, has been observed between the Rh blood of a pregnant mother with the Rh positive blood of the fetus. Now consider one case where mother is Rh negative and father is Rh positive, and the child in the womb of the mother is Rh positive. Mother is Rh negative and in the womb the child is Rh positive. In the first pregnancy nothing will happen, but at the time of delivery some mixing of the blood between the mother and the fetus will occur. Now the mother's body will develop antibodies against that Rh antigen. Now consider that in the next pregnancy, if again that the fetus is Rh positive, then in that case here the reaction occur, because in the body already Rh positive antibodies are present, so reaction occurs and so clumping can occur, or this can lead to the anemic condition also, or can cause jaundice to the fetus also. So this condition is known as erythroblastosis fetalis. So we will study from the book now. Rh antigens of the fetus do not get exposed to the Rh negative blood of the mother in the first pregnancy, as the two bloods are well separated by the placenta. In the first pregnancy, both are separate. However, during the delivery of the first child, there is a possibility of exposure of the maternal blood, maternal means mother's blood, to small amount of the Rh positive blood from the fetus. So during delivery, chances are there that fetus blood can mix with the mother's blood. In such cases, the mother starts preparing antibodies against Rh antigen in her blood. In case of her subsequent pregnancies, that is in the next pregnancy, the Rh antibodies from the mother can leak into the blood of the fetus and destroy the fetal RBC. Now the mother's body has prepared antibodies against that Rh factor. So in the subsequent pregnancies, in the next pregnancies, if again the fetus is Rh positive, then the mother's antibodies can kill the RBCs of the fetus and can cause jaundice or anemia. This could be fatal to the fetus or could cause severe anemia and jaundice to the baby. This condition is called erythroblastosis fetalis. This can be avoided by administering anti-Rh antibodies to the mother immediately after the delivery of the first child. So, after the delivery of the first child, anti-Rh antibodies are given to the mother. Next topic is coagulation of blood. You know that when you cut your finger or hurt yourself, your wound does not continue to bleed for a long time. Usually the blood stops flowing after some time. Do you know why? Blood exhibits coagulation or clotting in response to an injury or trauma. This is a mechanism to prevent excessive loss of blood from the body. You would also observe a dark reddish brown scum over formed at the site of a cut or an injury over a period of time. ब्राउन स्कम मीन्स एक ऊपर स्किन के ऊपर एक ब्राउन कलर की लेयर आ जाती है स्किन की, दैट इज ब्राउन कलर स्कम. It is a clot or coagulum formed mainly of a network of threads called fibrins in which dead and damaged formed elements of blood are trapped. So while writing coagulation of blood, we will write first the reaction in which prothrombin changes into thrombin in the presence of thrombokinase. So first reaction is prothrombin, which is present in the plasma of the blood, changes into active form, that is thrombin, in the presence of thrombokinase. Prothrombin is in inactive form and thrombin is active form. So first reaction, prothrombin changes into thrombin in the presence of thrombokinase. Next reaction is fibrinogen, which is also present in an inactive form, changes into fibrin in the presence of thrombin, which is formed in the last reaction. So fibrinogen changes into fibrin. So this fibrin forms a thread-like structure in which the dead and damaged elements of blood are trapped. So I have told you through two reactions. First reaction is prothrombin changes into thrombin in the presence of thrombokinase. Second reaction, fibrinogen changes into fibrin in the presence of thrombin. So fibrin are formed by the conversion of inactive fibrinogens in the plasma by the enzyme thrombin. Thrombin in turn are formed from another inactive substance present in the plasma called prothrombin. An enzyme called thrombokinase is required for the above reaction. This complex is formed by a series of linked enzymatic reaction, cascade process. Cascade means a number of reactions occur during this process, involving a number of factors present in the plasma in an inactive state. An injury or a trauma stimulates the platelets in the blood to release certain factors which activate the mechanism of coagulation. Certain factors released by the tissue at the site of injury also can initiate coagulation. Calcium ions play a very important role in clotting. So in the clotting, coagulation of blood or in clotting of blood, after write two reactions. First one is again prothrombin to thrombin 1. Second reaction is fibrinogen to fibrin. And in the third sentence, third point, write that fibrin forms the mesh-like structure in which the blood cells are trapped. I hope this is clear. If any doubt, you can ask. Thank you.